This is an influencer and plastic surgery addict. Her name is Elaine Starr, and she has had countless beauty procedures done. Like many influencers, especially Insta models, Starr has described herself as wanting to look perfect.
It's just something that I want to look perfect.
These are people who don't simply want one or two beauty procedures done. They undergo beauty procedures repeatedly and obsessively. Sometimes it might be structural surgery, such as breast implants or a nose job. Other times it might be micro adjustments for flaws that other people barely notice. For these people, they never feel done after a beauty procedure. Instead, they constantly think, what's next? This is an addiction to beauty. Clinically, it's known as cosmetic surgery and body dysmorphic disorder. It involves seeing defects or flaws in your physical appearance that aren't obvious to other people, and repetitive behaviours or thoughts that relate to you feeling concerned about your physical appearance, such as constantly looking in the mirror or skin picking. In some extreme cases, it can even involve the person being threatening or violent towards the surgeon, especially if they believe that the surgeon has worsened their defect. What causes it? While it's easy for many of us to judge these so-called beauty addicts, something you have to understand is that for them, it's not about simply wanting to look better. For them, looking good is their identity. They feel like if they're not attractive enough, people will reject them. And so if they find an imperfection, this can be particularly stressful for them. Interestingly and sadly, many of these individuals have shared stories of traumatic childhoods and of being bullied in school. These beauty procedures are a way that they can cope with these really awful childhood experiences. This means that after a beauty procedure, they don't just feel like they look better, they also feel like they've been soothed emotionally. But the problem is that they never feel done. They look in the mirror again and they easily find the next thing they think should be fixed. And this is why it is that those who repeatedly undergo beauty procedures tend to have lower self-esteem, especially compared to those who don't get beauty procedures at all. What are the risks and dangers? Technically, every procedure comes with risks, even if it's marketed as non-invasive or just a tweak. It could be an infection, nerve damage, asymmetry, or even a botched job. Even if you don't end up with a botched job, there's still the risk of long-term damage. This is Ava, who is basically a prediction of what Insta models will look like in the future. For example, her scalp has bald patches thanks to years of heavy hair extensions, and her skin is patchy, red, and itchy as a result of excessive cosmetic products. Finally, there's the risk of regret. Not regret about a single procedure, but regret about the person not looking like themselves anymore. Imagine looking in the mirror and feeling like you no longer recognize yourself. So how can you avoid the beauty obsession trap? First of all, you need to understand that this obsession with beauty isn't actually about beauty. It's about reassurance. It's okay to have imperfections, and having imperfections doesn't mean that your family and friends will reject you. Second, if you find that your self-esteem rises and falls based on how you look, this indicates that you're vulnerable. It suggests that your self-esteem is mostly based on just one domain, your appearance. So with that in mind, try to diversify your identity. Think about what other traits you like about yourself and which have nothing to do with your physical appearance. Finally, try to think of aging differently. We often forget that aging is a privilege because it represents a long life. And aging can also mean becoming wiser over time. Do you think that beauty will become more extreme over time? Do you think that Ava is an accurate prediction of what Insta models will look like in the future? Be sure to share your thoughts or stories in the comment section below.